Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Ivy and I'm a makeup artist based in Asaba, Delta State, Nigeria. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 favorite primers. So, if you have oily skin and you've been battling with getting your makeup to stay on all day, then this video is for you. Kindly subscribe down below to my channel, alright? And also like, comment and share this video. I'll see you in a bit. Welcome back, guys. So often you hear people say that they don't believe in primers, that primers barely work, and people just go on with foundations. Now I am not of that opinion. I am not of that class. Okay, I do believe primers are a necessity, especially if you have oily skin like I do. I have extremely oily skin, if that is even possible. So I do believe in primers, but this is the secret to applying primers. I do not just believe there is a single primer that can do every single thing. Okay, now this is where I have kind of divide my primers into two. I have what I call the base primers and I have what I call the top primers. Now the base primers are those primers I can apply all over my face, and the top primers are those primers I apply on specific points of my face. Okay, now if you have like a very mattifying primer and you go on and apply that primer all over your face, chances are that those areas of your skin that are very oily, the primer might prevent from turning into a greasy mess. But the areas like I myself around the perimeter of my face, it's not as oily as the inner portion of my face. Okay, so those areas tend to become too dry. So this is where base primers and top primers actually come in. So today we're going to be discussing 5 of my top favorite primers for oily skin. Now these primers are very affordable and you don't have to break the bank to get them. Okay, I'm looking out for you guys. So without much further ado, the first primer on my list, the first base primer that is the Rimmel Stay Matte Makeup Primer, and I'm going to be reading what is on the tube right here. It's a 30 ml tube. Okay, and it says here shine controlling, pore minimizing, hydrating, feel smooth skin. At the back you have a little note: skin perfecting primer can be worn alone, under makeup, or on top to create a perfect matte complexion. Control shine for up to 8 hours. Ultra lightweight formula minimizes the appearance of pores. Now I've been using this primer for years and I can tell you for a fact that these claims are true. Okay, now because I have like extremely oily skin, this is a mattifying primer, but it's not extremely mattifying. Okay, that's why you have here, as I read earlier, where it was mentioned hydrating feel. Okay, now I can use this all over my face and help to keep my oils at bay, but I also have to go on top of this on those strategic areas, my T-zone, with my top primer. So the first base primer we have right here is the Rimmel Stay Matte Makeup Primer. All right, this primer is a very good one. If you have oily skin and you can lay your hands on it, then please do go ahead and get you one of these. Okay, now the second primer on our list today is the CoverGirl True Blend Face Primer for oily skin. This primer I just got on a whim. I was buying a couple of things off Walgreens and I just came across this, and you know, whatever is targeted towards oily skin, you always find me, you know, trying to test out those products, and I decided to just throw it in my cart and try it out. And since I got this, there has been no looking back. I think CoverGirl has changed the packaging now. I will confirm that and add it in the description box down below. But this primer is another very good primer if you have an oily skin. Like I said, it's called the CoverGirl True Blend Face Primer for oily skin, the 30 ml tube, just like the previous primer we spoke about. And at the back here there's a short note. It says, designed for your unique skin type, True Blend Primer for oily skin, minimizes shine, breakout, and creates a smooth canvas for perfect foundation application. Easy breezy tip: apply a dime size amount to face before applying makeup. It's everything about this primer has been explained by these notes I just read. You know what was written on it. It does exactly what it claims. There is nothing I can actually add to what is written on this tube. Okay, it's a mattifying primer. It's like a lotion. It's not, I think I should just throw this out there right now. If you have oily skin, you have absolutely no business going for those silicone gel like primer. Please, it doesn't work for oily skin. I have tried them all. It doesn't. Don't even bother going for those kind of primers. Okay, it doesn't work if you have oily skin. Now, most of these primers have this lotion like feel, and when you apply on your face, it does absorb into your skin. Okay, now this primer has some lotion like feel, and once you apply, it does absorb into your skin. Okay, please, once more, don't go for those silicone primers. They don't work. Don't waste your money. Okay, I'm here to look out for you guys. All right, don't waste your money. So the second primer on our list, a second base primer, is the CoverGirl True Blend Face Primer for oily skin. This primer is bae. I really do love it. The third primer on our list here today is the NYX Angel Veil, or the NYX Angel Veil Skin Perfecting Primer. This is a 30 ml tube as well, and well, it just has a little note here that says, treat your skin to this velvety primer, feels lighter than a cloud and leaves skin looking and feeling divine. That is what it says here, and then you have a list of the ingredients and all what's not. Now, this primer, I have often heard people say is a dupe, a low-end dupe or a drugstore dupe for the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. Now, I have never tried the Hourglass primer. It's a bit pricey for me, but I've been using this NYX Angel Veil Primer for a while now, and I dare say it's a good primer. It doesn't have as much mattifying, effects as the first two primers we already spoke about. This is a base primer as well, but it does have that lotion feel. It's a bit thicker than the other primers. You just apply and it absorbs into your skin. It doesn't mattify your skin, but it doesn't leave it oily either, if that makes any sense. It just absorbs into your skin and creates a smooth base for your foundation to come on. Like it says here, it creates a kind of velvety layer. Okay, now I like to use this NYX Angel Veil Primer with the fourth primer we're going to be talking about in a bit as a top primer. So I use this as a base and use the next primer I'm going to be talking about over top this, and I'm good to go. Now, with these primers, you are sure of getting between 8 to 10 hours of wear with these primers combined. That is 8 to 10 hours of wear, before your oil starts seeping through. Now, if you're an oily skin girl, please don't let anyone deceive you. You have to understand that at some point during the day, your oils must seep through. You begin to get that glow that looks like a glow from within. There is no single product out on the market that can keep your oils at bay for 24 hours. Anyone who tells you that is lying to you. Okay, so 10 to 12 hours where I think is actually quite good. And once your oil starts seeping through and becomes like too much, you can always go in with your blotting paper. I have this one here by Beautyland. It depends on where you are based. There are different brands that have like different blotting sheets. You just go in, blot out the oils, and you are good to go. Your makeup looks fresh, as good as new. Okay, so this is not a magic potion. Okay, it's not going to like solve all your woes, but it's going to help you. I mean, 8 to 8 is just 12 hours, and I rarely have my makeup on for more than 12 hours, okay, unless like on very very rare occasions, but even then at most 14 hours. I think I'm yet to see anyone who will apply makeup for 24 hours. All right, so be guided, guys. Now the fourth primer on our list, this, we are going now into the next stage of the top primers. Okay, this is one of the top primers. Like I said earlier, you have the base primers, the first three I mentioned, then you have the top primers. Now this top primer I use on, I don't use this all over my face. I use on targeted areas on my T-zone, that is my forehead, my cheeks right here where I have some pores, and then my chin. This primer is not a primer I will advise you to apply all over your face, okay? Now this primer, I have used the Becca Evermatte Poreless Perfecting Primer in the past, and I dare say that this primer is actually a good dupe for the Becca primer. I made a mistake once of trying this primer with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, and oh my god, that was a match made in hell. This primer has like really really mattifying properties. I just go in with a pea size, like very little as possible, and you see that instant mattifying effect. Okay, so this is a top primer, not to be applied all over the face but just on targeted spots. Okay, now this primer is called the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Matte Primer. It's a 25 ml tube, and the note at the back here says matte primer when matte is a must. This comfortable matte formula preps your complexion for super smooth foundation application. To use, apply evenly over skin and gently tap to set. Complete the look with our Can't Stop Won't Stop full coverage matte foundation. No, I won't complete the look with that foundation, but like you can see, this is my second tube and it's it's already halfway gone. I really do love this primer. It's true to claim, it does help for super smooth foundation application like I said, but I wouldn't use this primer all over my face. I would just use this on my T-zone as a top primer. Now the fifth primer and the final primer, the last but not the least, is the Sacha Mattifier Primer. All right, now this is also a top primer. All right, just like the next one we spoke about earlier. I applied this, I can get away with applying this all over my face, but I tend to apply this just on my T-zone, if that makes any sense. It's written here Sacha Mattifier Face Primer. It's a 30 ml tube, and there's a note at the back here that says a lightweight mattifier and face primer, absorbs excess oils, smooths skin, and reduces the appearance of fine lines and pores. Apply over your entire face or T-zone. Can be worn alone or under foundation. Dries invisible. Now this is a good claim, and I can confirm that whatever this brand claimed or is claiming right here, it's true. I have been using this primer for years now, and I can tell you that it's true to claim. It does help with the appearance of pores, it does mattify your skin, it does help with your oils, prevent your oils from seeping through, and you can apply either over the entire face or the T-zone. Now when I'm applying this over my T-zone, I don't go in with as little portion as I do with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop primer. I go in with a little bit more because I think I can blend this in more easily, and also it helps. I think it does help with oil controlling better when I go in a bit more with a bit more product, if that makes any sense. So this is the fifth primer on our list today, and that is it. Now there is also one other primer that I would call like an honorable mention. It's from a Nigerian brand. It's called the TM Essentials Mattifying Primer. I got that primer sometime in June, and I have been trying it out. Now I think it's still a bit too early. I like to try a product for at least 3 months before I can give a verdict. I think it's a bit too early right now to decide, but so far so good. I've not really had any reactions. It's been you know, holding up pretty well. I use that as a base primer as well all over my face. In fact, I use it as both. I use it as a base primer all over my face, and then take a little bit more and apply on my T-zone. So I use more on my T-zone and less around the perimeter of my face. That is also a very, very good primer. It's affordable as well, and if you're based in Nigeria, you can actually get that and try it out. All right, so guys, that brings us to the end of our video today. I hope you had a nice time. I hope you were able to learn a thing or two. I hope now you know that primers are important, and that you know the kind of primers to get for your oily skin, and that you don't just depend on a single product to solve all your oily skin problems. Okay, you have to merge products, use products together, and you'll be glad at the results you get. All right guys, I hope you guys have also subscribed. Well, if you've watched it this far and you've not subscribed, what are you waiting for? You know you like me, you know you're still going to keep on coming back for more, so just click on that red button down below, click on it, click on it, click on it. It says subscribe. Okay. Subscribe guys. Thank you so much for watching. I do not take your views for granted. I do not take you coming back for granted, and I'll see you in my very next video. Bye guys.